Hello, and I'm gonna jump right into it, guys. Trying to change. I can't see the whole thing. All right, I'm gonna try to stick within the video here. We're gonna do 15 minutes. All right, five kind of concepts, 3 minutes each. Real simple. If you want to follow along live, if you're watching, would love for you guys to jump in. If you're watching on the replay, of course, set up 15 minutes. I'm here in my garage. Hopefully you can hear me all right. And let's rock and roll. I'm going to hit start. The first one we're actually going to do is 90 seconds. So we're doing 3-minute chunks, but they're 2 bits. So the first one's going to be 90 seconds of breathing. And all I want to focus on here, I'm in a kneeling position. I'm using a little mat, and I'm going to try to focus on breathing into my belly. So as I take a deep breath in through my nose, trying to expand my belly, what you can do here is put your hands into your kind of love handles, into your sides, and try to expand out 360 degrees through the belly. I'm just going to make sure we have our lady cool. She's doing the thing. So we're doing that for 90 seconds, just getting set, getting into our breathing pattern. Big, deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth to get us set for the rest of our little flow here, the boga, as I like to call it. Nutritious movement. If you guys are jumping in, just right in, get into the breathing. And big, deep breaths into the belly, 360 degrees. Get as much expansion as you can there. We got about 15 more seconds here. All right. We're going to start heading up. Next one we're going to do is working on our hinge. So 90 seconds here, working on our hinge into a nerve floss. So pull those toes up, and I go side to side, left and right. I'm getting as much tension down that back as I can. Hinge both legs, stick your tush back, flat back, and then left leg, toes up. Good. Right leg, toes up. Good. So hinge again, RDL, whatever you want to call it. Push those hips back, get that stretch all the way down. Left leg, floss the nerve. Right leg, floss the nerve. Good. I'm just kind of rubbing along so you guys kind of know where you're supposed to feel it. Knees out a little bit, and I'm just pushing those hips back. Left leg. Good. Get that movement going. Good. All right. Hips back. Oh, I got a little car alarm. Problems with doing this in the garage. I was debating on opening that. Somebody, yep, thank you for clicking. So we're moving here. Finishing up our 90 seconds of hinge, RDL, and nerve floss. All right. Music is on totally random on my iTunes, so we'll see what comes up there too. 3, 2, 1. We're going to go to calf. So we're going into left leg, and we're going as deep into this as possible. Try to bring your chest to your thigh, your hamstring to your calf. So get as deep as you can there. Feel a good stretch. Try to keep your heel down. And then we're going back into, similar to what we did standing, a hamstring kind of stretch. Floss, if you will. So deep, deep, deep into the knee here. Go as far as you can into a hamstring. So we're going in and out of that position. Go as deep as you can. And play around with getting those hips open, explore where you feel a little stretch, and then again going deep into that hamstring stretch. Back and forth. We're doing 90 seconds on the left leg, then we'll switch to the right. Going as deep as I can there. And hamstring. It's a nice deep. See how far you can get into that. Little rotation, a little circle, and back into the hamstring. Deep into that ankle, into the calf. Every time you should get a little bit deeper, especially if you're breathing into these. Feeling good. All right, coming up on the end of the left leg. And we're switching over to the right. So 90 seconds we're going to do into the right here, and we're going. And if you have something you can grab onto like that, you can just use that for assistance. That's feeling really good too. You've been sitting a lot. Hopefully these are getting you nice and loose and opened up. Deep, deep, deep. Getting, again, that chest to the thigh, hamstring to the calf. Pull into there, and then come out of there as much as you can into a hamstring type stretch, and back and forth. You guys are doing good. I hope you're enjoying the feel. If you're jumping in, if you're joining, hamstring, good. Again, we got a random song. Didn't see what it was. I don't know if you guys can even hear that, but we're going to keep it moving. Not even sure if my microphone's really working. I can't see that on StreamYard. We'll figure that out later, I guess. And almost done there. 20 seconds left on this one. Next one coming up is one of my favorites. Oh, this is it's a good, cool cover of The Sound of Silence. So last one here, and we're going to go into the third cycle. We're going to start with a scorpion. So down on the chest, arms out, and I'm trying to twist, get a big twist, open up that chest. Yeah, we call this one a scorpion. I guess you can figure out why. So really opens up the hips, opens up the pec, the chest on that side. Going side to side, having some fun with it. We're just rocking back and forth. I like it. This is one for, especially again, if you're sitting all day, if you're on the Zoom calls, if you're in the car, this just gets things opened up a lot. One of the biggest bangs for your buck, return on investment ROI. About 30 more seconds there. Again, rocking side to side. Ooh. Play around with this leg that's on the floor. You can open up that hip. And again, with a lot of these, notice if you're feeling any imbalances side to side, left to right, as we switch sides. So we're going into that next 90 seconds. We're coming up into a cobra. So if you can, go arms out as wide as you can. So you're going to go ahead and really open up. Let the hips come down toward the floor. As you take that big breath like we started out with the breathing, if you can, let the belly sink down toward the floor. It's going to stretch out that low back. Obviously, if this caused any kind of discomfort, pain, if you've had any issues with your low back, this is one that either it can be very good for you or it could cause some issues. So be a little cautious with this one. If you're jumping in, we're just hanging out here for the cobra. If this is too much for you, by the way, you can try down on the forearms, still working on the breathing into the belly. Just a really good one to work on stretching out that low back, the low back that tends to be very rounded forward. If we're on the phone, you can picture people seated, rounded forward. So this is just undoing some of that damage. Definitely spend some time down here. If you tend to be rounded forward, you can put your laptop in front, do a little work, grab your phone here, read something if you're here, spend some time in this cobra position. Next one we're going to go to is a deep squat for 90 seconds once we're coming up on that time point. If you have something to hold on to help you in that deep squat, let's utilize that, okay? And we're switching, so we're coming up into that deep squat. So go as wide as you need to. If you need to hold on, do that. If you can, use just the hands and work on that depth of squat. Okay, so you can show you from the side here. So you can use the elbows to push the knees out. If you want to grab the feet and just continue to work on your positions. If you're a bit more rounded forward or you can't quite find that balance with this yet, that's all right. Use something to hold on. Okay, and we're kind of rocking side to side in preparation for our next one. But use this time, 90 seconds. Hang out down here again. Open up the hips, a little bit of rotation. You want to get really fancy. Ooh, we can get a nice twist. All right. So keep working. Again, that breathing deep down. I believe Kelly Starrett's the one I'll give credit to for this, one of our favorite gurus in the physical therapy field. With any of these stretches, if you can breathe there and be comfortable, that's how you start to own that position, okay? So keep working on feeling comfortable, going into some of these, and really starting to open this up. Now, you notice we're switching a little bit between static and dynamic stretches. This next one's going to be a little more dynamic. Again, with this one, if you're relatively new, it's called a Kazakh Squat. So we're actually going to go all the way, kick out. And again, you can grind kind of side to side. So you're kicking out, holding on side to side. I'm in my socks, sliding a little bit on my garage floor here. If you don't have that or you have carpets, you can start out, you can use your hands if you want to too. I like to work on getting my heel down. You might not be able to see that because of the camera. And then my heel down here and just work on, again, grinding side to side. Again, if I want to hold on to something, should give you a pretty good stretch through the groin, those inner thigh muscles, adductors. All right, guys, we're finishing up. We're doing good, almost to the end. If you're following along, just rocking back and forth, side to side. If it feels good to hang out there, take a few deep breaths, hang out there. See if we can eventually get this starting to go down toward the ground as much as possible. Okay. If you can't keep your heel down just yet, that's okay. Again, we're going to work on building that up so you get more comfortable there. So 20 more seconds here. Again, rocking side to side. Little bounce if you want it. And 10 more seconds, and we're going to go into our final little couplet, if you will. All right, so first part of this here, we're going to go on our stomachs. See if you can see me here. See if you can. Prone swimmer, so prone meaning you're down on your stomach. Put your hands behind your back like you're getting arrested, and then work on the hands coming up and all the way up. So 90 seconds. This one's going to be one of the tougher ones we've done, depending on where you're tight. But prone swimmer, keeping that head up and working on moving those shoulders all the way through a pretty full range of motion. If you feel like you get stuck at any point here or you end up hitting the floor, that's where we want to start to pay attention and see if we can, again, assess some of those bits and start to personalize your plan of care. So if you have more tightness in the right shoulder, we can then start to figure out what do we need to do to get you stronger there. Do we need to do more exercises here in this plane? So continuing on with that prone swimmer. And our last 90 seconds is going to be a similar move. It's going to be a swim-like move. If you know anyone who is a surfer, who is into overhead sports of any kind, again, these are really good. Just move nice and slow. Whew, there's a lot of work. For this last one, I'm going to come up into tall kneeling. I'll use the little pad and be a little bit on the side here. So up nice and tall, ribs down. I'm going to use my opposite hand to lock my ribs down, and I'm going to work on getting as much motion up and over. If you wanted to do this next to a wall, you certainly could, but we're trying to get as much motion up by the ear and all the way across. I'm just doing 3 per side, so we kind of time it out. You can switch 1 rep at a time. Again, if this is one that you feel pretty good with, I recommend you definitely spend a lot more time doing these and try to really minimize how much the rest of your body's moving as you do that. Okay, so 3 per side. And I'm trying to open the hand up, the palm. So I'm going to go open or palm facing away from me as much as I can. Good. 2 and 3. Ribs staying down as much as possible. 3 on the other side. 2. Make them bigger every time if you can. So you're just trying to open up those shoulders, make them feel better, undo all that tightness we put them through throughout the day. Just because we're running out of time, I'm going to get another one on there. Whew, and that's it. 15 minutes. I feel good. I hope you guys feel good too. Join me every Tuesday, Thursday. I'm going to do these for a little while, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So let's start. If you know someone who will benefit from it, share it, please. You know, again, it's kind of free yoga, aka Boga, if you will, nutritious movement, and it's kind of the basis of some of the things I do with private clients in terms of building out some of these movements that are more personalized to them, starting to play with progressions, regressions, lateralizations, meaning different moves that we can do depending on what sport you want to get into and all that fun stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed, whether you were here with me live or if you watch it on the replay. And feel free to come back to these. Do some of these if you like them. You know, months from now, you come back to it and just use this flow, bow flow, if you will, to continue to, again, get stronger, get healthier, get happier, make your body move better, avoid a lot of the healthcare system. All right, guys, have an awesome night. Get 1% better. I hope this got you at least 1% better today, and we'll talk to you next time.